Welcome back to Steele and Vance, and it is a big news day, Lynda Steele. It seems like they just save things for us each week.
Well, a lot of people were saying David Eby, who was the former housing minister and AG, who now wants to be the premier of this province, people were saying, where is it? David Eby's been absent. He's not saying anything of substance. And then, bam, he said a whole bunch of substance around housing. And this is just a taste.
I hear it all the time. Across BC, too many people are struggling to afford a good place to live.
So Jody Vance, there's a lot to unpack, but I'm going to tell you what he was saying. He wants to bring in a new anti-flipping tax on the resale of residential property.
Check.
Within 2 years. Homes in urban areas of BC can redevelop to include up to 3 units.
Check.
Yep. Secondary suites legal in the entire province.
Excellent.
Also saying no more strata rules that ban renters.
Love that.
I'm not okay with that. We'll talk about that. A new BC tax enforcement on people who declare, I'm broke, I'm making poverty level incomes,
Where
but
was
I can
that?
buy multi-million-dollar homes.
Where was that? Years ago.
When
Where
he was the
that? Why
housing
is
minister.
This? Why? But that one, if we could have done that ages ago.
We could have done that. He was the housing minister.
It makes me angry.
Yeah,
it makes me viscerally, and I have great respect for David Eby. Don't get me wrong. Politics aside, full disclosure, I'm in his riding. So I see his office, his constituent's office at the end of the street there, where lots of people picket and do what have you in the neighborhood. But I've seen him as a human rights lawyer and somebody who was there as the little, and now it feels like, okay, wait, what? So now that there's an election involved, it kind of smacks us like, wow, really?
He's been talking for a long time about the fact that there were some people with sort of Asian sounding names that got him into trouble. There was some research showing that there were people that were trying to track foreign money that was coming in, mostly from China, where people were buying really expensive properties and then declaring that they were students or housewives.
Totally.
They weren't making any money, so therefore they didn't have to actually pay the appropriate
This
level
was
of
identified
taxes.
in multiple studies, though. Like, why was this not just a tax form
Well,
thing?
because
It's not
everybody went, it's racist.
But it's
you
not
can't
if it's a
talk
tax
about
thing.
it.
If it's just on your tax form, check. You can't feign poverty while living in a $15 million house.
Well,
how about
apparently
that?
you have been able to do that for a very long time. Here's the thing, though.
I'm a meme now.
I think if you look at the UBCM, they're going, yes, David Eby, woohoo, except for that there are some mayors going, oh, we're really mad about this because there are going to be legal challenges, because one of the things that David Eby is talking about, or a couple of the things, sort of Bigfoot's municipalities, saying, hey, if you guys can't get it together and build housing on an appropriate schedule and get it done, we're going to force you to, and we're going to create a circumstance where you're going to do it. And they're going like, this is not okay. So, you know what? We got to get there. We have a housing crisis, and regardless if you're a renter,
people need places to live.
they do.
Something's got to give. So that this big is coming. Well, what do you call it? Like big announcement, big thing, like all of the stuff. But it's like, where was this?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we are in elections, so maybe Eby is saying, hey, I played nice with my particular group of, the premier and cabinet around the table. But if I was the premier, I would do this, this, and this. Or maybe this is David Eby saying, I want to be the premier and I want to get reelected in a snap election. And so I'm going to announce blah, blah, blah. However, somebody was pointing out the fact that all these single-family detached home owners in his riding will not be happy about the fact that their neighbors will suddenly be going into triplexes and that they might not vote him back into office.
I'm a YIMBY in that situation because I do live in a non-conforming strata where there are multiple units that were built on a single-family dwelling plot of land.
Right.
And it's the perfect gentle density. And gentle density should be the way in Vancouver, in my opinion. And I feel like we're very late to the party. And I love the idea of opening it up, because the other side of this, restrict, is going to be like, okay, then now 17, 20-story building to make up for the lost over there.
Let me just say very quickly, though, I live in a super small strata, 15 suites. We have only had problems with bad renters, super loud, they don't treat the building properly. We would be happy to not have renters, and that's why we chose that building. But
change the rule around getting rid of bad renters. Instead of restricting it like that. Because I
said to
got
my
friends who
husband-
live in a condo environment that have wanted to rent out their place, and they're in some kind of lottery in order to try and
No,
get in
I know,
there.
and
So
I
there's
get it. So there has to be some sort of in between, but the reality is there's good renters, there's bad renters.
No question.
And we'll be talking about this a lot more going forward. We'll have to get David Eby on.
And I'll become a meme. Yes, he's
Yes.
very good at that. He's very accessible. I will say, every time I've called, he said, sure,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
Coming up
David,
next, though, on Steele and Vance, no more COVID travel restrictions. Yay! Or nay, are you still going to wear a mask even if you don't have to?
Yes.
We're talking COVID travel next.